2. Have you ever thought about how the worst moments in history can sometimes lead to the most incredible changes? It sounds strange, right? But throughout time, humanity has faced devastating crises that, in their wake, completely reshaped our world. Today, we're diving into 4 of these pivotal events to see how darkness can, surprisingly, pave the way for a new dawn. Let's start with a mystery that still baffles historians: the Bronze Age collapse. Around 1200 BC, a flourishing network of advanced civilizations across the Mediterranean and Near East, like the Mycenaeans, in Greece and the Hittites in Anatolia, suddenly crumbled. Cities were abandoned, trade routes vanished, and writing systems were lost. It was a societal reset button. But from these ashes, new powers like the Phoenicians rose. They developed a revolutionary new alphabet, one that was simpler and more accessible to the common person. This innovation spread across the Mediterranean, laying the groundwork for the Greek and Roman alphabets, and ultimately, the way most of us write today. The collapse forced people to rebuild from scratch, leading to smaller, more adaptable city-states and a new era of iron technology. Fast forward to the 14th century, and one of the deadliest pandemics in human history: the Black Death. This plague wiped out an estimated 1/3 to 1/2 of Europe's population. It was a time of unimaginable loss and terror. Society was turned upside down. With so many workers gone, the old feudal system, which tied serfs to the land, began to crumble. Laborers were suddenly in high demand, and they could now negotiate for better wages and more freedom. This massive social and economic shift weakened the power of the old nobility and contributed to the rise of a middle class. The psychological impact was immense, too, causing people to question traditional religious authority and paving the way for the intellectual and artistic explosion of the Renaissance. Just a century later, in 1453, another world-changing event occurred: the fall of Constantinople. For over 1,000 years, this city had been the capital of the Byzantine Empire, a bastion of Christianity and the gateway between Europe and Asia. When it fell to the Ottoman Empire, it sent shockwaves across the Western world. The overland trade routes to the east were now controlled by a rival power, making spices and silk incredibly expensive. What was the solution? European explorers were forced to find new sea routes. This necessity spurred the Age of Discovery. Christopher Columbus sailed west, Vasco da Gama sailed around Africa, and suddenly, the entire globe was opened up. The fall of the city also sent Greek scholars fleeing westward, carrying with them ancient texts and knowledge that further fueled the Renaissance. Finally, let's jump to a more recent disaster: the 1918 flu pandemic. Coming at the end of World War I, this flu infected about 1/3 of the world's population and killed tens of millions. It was a terrifying silent enemy that overwhelmed hospitals and communities. The sheer scale of the crisis exposed the weaknesses in public health systems around the world. Response: many countries established ministries of health for the first time. The pandemic drove home the importance of epidemiology, data collection, and coordinated public health responses. It spurred medical research and fundamentally changed our approach to infectious diseases, laying the groundwork for the modern public health infrastructure we rely on today. From the ashes of the Bronze Age to the public health revolution after the 1918 flu, these dark moments, as terrifying as they were, acted as powerful catalysts for change. They forced humanity to adapt, innovate, and ultimately build new and often better worlds. History shows us that even in our darkest hours, there is a powerful potential for renewal and progress. Thanks for watching. And if you found this journey through history interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.